Hey there, welcome to another Fit Tip Friday. I thank you so much for everybody who's dropped me notes or reviews and told me they liked it. I appreciate it because I really there's so many things out there that I've learned over the years that I want to share, but they're just kind of small little tidbits. And today is no exception. So, one of the things that I said early on was that some of what I've learned the hard way. And what I'm talking about today is biking with a helmet. And I learned this the hard way, or I didn't have a bad thing, but the first time I bought a bike as an adult, I didn't buy a helmet. I didn't even think about buying a helmet. And in fact, not only did I not buy a helmet, we went out for a ride in the woods on the mountain, on the mountain bike trails and went mountain biking, no helmet. So there you go. I'm definitely not perfect at this. And I figured out really quick that if you have a bike, you've got to have a helmet. That's just the way it is. And right now, with so many people who are new to cycling because of the pandemic, it was one of the cool things is that it got so many people out of the house and out into the outdoors, and lots of bikes and not a lot of helmets. So let's just talk for a second about helmets and why you want one, very quickly, and the little ticks sorry, the little tips and tidbits you need to get the right helmet for you. All right, so if you're listening to this on the podcast, this is definitely a show and tell. I'm going to be having helmet head by the end of today, but I want to show y'all helmets and how they fit and a couple of things that you need to know. All right, first thing you should know, helmets. They all meet a certain amount of criteria, okay? DOT criteria. And if you can, if spending a little bit more on a helmet is not going to break the bank, I think you should. There's things that you will find that on a higher end helmet that you're not going to find on a very inexpensive helmet. One thing that you're going to find is more ventilation. See how this helmet has lots of ventilation? All the little nice holes. It's still super strong. It's a very good helmet. It's light. That's nice because some of them are heavier. And you're going to find that your system with the straps, like how you actually put your, what actually holds the helmet on your head, it's going to be so much better with a slightly more expensive helmet. Okay. A couple of other things. So when you're buying a helmet, let's just talk about taking care of it because it's really important. Don't store it in the sun. Don't store it in a garage where it's going to get hot or cold. Keep it like my helmets live inside. I guess if you live somewhere where your temperature is pretty steady, then you can probably put it in the garage. Why bother? Buy a good helmet, take good care of it. A couple of other things about that. Don't leave it in the trunk. People do that. In Houston, they just cook. And then replace. Depends on where you're looking. Some places will say every 3 years, every 5 years. I'm kind of in for the every 3 years piece because I'm figuring this helmet is probably my most important piece of equipment. I don't want to hurt my head, okay? A good helmet's going to keep that from happening. Another thing is if you fall and you do, land on your helmet, then you're going to be okay. But get rid of that helmet, okay? Go get a new helmet. If you fall, then your helmet's already done its purpose, and it could have some structural damage inside. So go get a new one. Couple of things. When you're okay, people say I don't want to have helmet head, or helmet hair. Whatever. It just means that you're looking cooler because you're out sweating. If you wear a ponytail, then get rid of the ponytail. You don't have to cut your ponytail off, but take it out or do it really low on your neck because it is going to, it's going to throw off the fit of your helmet. Okay. I normally don't wear my glasses with my helmet. I mean, it doesn't actually throw off the fit of my helmet, but when I'm riding, I wear contacts instead. So things that you should know about helmet fitting, okay? Now, here's where we go. First, before we talk about helmet fitting, because I'm going to finish this up with a helmet head, but I'm going to show you a couple of different helmets. This has been my helmet for about the last 3 years, okay? Great helmet. Nice and light and lots of ventilation. Excellent helmet. This is my new helmet. My new helmet is possibly a little gaudy, but I have it for 2 reasons. One reason is that I wanted something that was brighter. When you're on your bike, you should be bright. You should be very noticeable, and we'll definitely talk about that on another one of these fit tips, because it's another passion of mine. I also like the fact that this has a sunscreen or like a little shade guard, because on my other one, it gets pretty sunny where I live. And so that's one of the nice things about this. It's still super light, and it covers a little bit more of my head. And then, just because it's show and tell, this helmet is this is my nutcase helmet, because that's what it's called. It's a nutcase, but it's just because it matches one of my bikes. Did I say that? I really do have a helmet just because it matches one of my bikes. But I do ride a lot, so it's kind of like having, I don't know, having shoes that match your purse. All right. So when you put a helmet on, and you know what, if you're listening to this on the podcast, you can visualize what I'm talking about, because I'm really going to talk about how to do it properly. But you should probably go over to our show notes, click on the YouTube link, and watch it. Just watch the video, or else go online and just find another video on how to make your helmet fit, okay? Because it is important. So the first thing that you want is, oh, this is such a good look. You want your helmet to be no more than about really like 2 fingers is more than you want. Really more like you want it to sit like this, about 1 inch above your eyebrows, okay? When you're putting the side on, you have a strap that goes over your ears. That is supposed to come together right at the bottom of your ears, okay? Now, I will say this is going to fit me a little funny right now, because the last time I rode, I had a small skull cap on underneath, because it was cold. And then when you click your helmet, you want it to be, see how loose that is? It doesn't look loose, but it is a little loose. So to make this fit properly, I will try and do this while we're talking. I'm going to tighten this up just a smidgen, because you want this helmet to, you want your helmet to be sitting nice and tight, okay, on your head. Okay, people say this to me all the time. Oh my God, I'm choking. Sorry, that's a little bit of an exaggeration. But they do feel like they're choking when it's a little tight underneath. It's going to very quickly, you're not going to notice that it's tight, okay? Then on a good helmet, you're going to have a little clicker in the back, and it could be a little circle. It could be like on one of my helmets, it actually pushes together, but you're going to click that until that helmet is snug, okay? You don't have to have it like, you're getting a headache, but it needs to be snug, because in the end, like, this helmet is so important, all right? It is so important, because you don't want it to be able to slip around. You don't want to be able to pull back on you, right? Like, you don't want much movement here. In fact, I could go a teeny bit tighter there, and you don't want to wear it rakishly, right? Like, I see people doing this all the time. No, don't do that. And when I say rakishly, if you're listening, it's like, when your helmet's slightly off center, it's just not what you want to be doing. What else can I tell you about a helmet? Take good care of it. Keep it out of the heat. Keep it out of the sun. Keep it out of the cold. Keep it out of the garage. Keep it out of the car trunk. Keep it somewhere where you can take care of it. Spend a couple $extra, and look at that. When you take your helmet off, you're going to have helmet hair. It's just going to happen. but it doesn't matter because you've done like you're a cyclist. When you're wearing a helmet, you are a cyclist. When you're not wearing a helmet, you're just someone who bought a bicycle, and it's pretty apparent that you haven't quite figured out what you need to do. So if that was a little harsh, I apologize, but I am pretty passionate about the whole helmet thing. So if you are one of the people who has a new bike out there, congratulations. Congratulations. And make sure that you go buy a helmet, okay? And try them on because helmets fit different for everyone. So thank you so much for being here. And I just let me know again if you're enjoying these. I'm enjoying doing them, and you can have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I hope that you get to go out and have some fun. Take care now.